I've had a wonderful, rewarding career. I've never regretted my decision to dedicate my career to helping family childcare providers over the past 41 years. Everywhere I went, providers were always very appreciative and welcoming to me. The positive feedback I received kept me going, despite the wear and tear of years of traveling. As I've traveled across the country, my experience is that providers are basically the same. Whether they live in Brooklyn, New York, or Eureka, California, or Jonesboro, Arkansas, the inner city of Detroit, on the beach in Jamaica, Galveston, Texas, Portland, Maine, Kauai, Hawaii, and so many other places. Providers have the same love for children everywhere. Providers are generous and unpretentious. Providers go into this field because they love children and want to help them succeed in life. Providers also want to make a living for themselves and their own family. They work very hard, usually more than 60 hours a week. And unfortunately, too often the financial rewards are limited. There are some providers who make a lot of money, but most do not. Over the years, no matter where I traveled, I would get the same questions. Should I incorporate my business? Can I deduct my lawnmower? Which is better, a regular IRA or Roth IRA? Can I hire my husband? My license has been temporarily suspended. Can you help me? A parent just left owing me money. What can I do? My tax preparer says I shouldn't depreciate my home. Is he right? I've always felt good about being able to answer these questions and hundreds more like them every year. I greatly appreciate the work providers do. I have always been impressed with their dedication. It's a difficult job that is too often not recognized. Our society doesn't value its children enough, or those who care for them. So I want to thank all the family childcare providers for what they do. I hope my work has made your job a little easier. I also want to thank all the childcare organizations that sponsored my training and for their work to help providers be more successful. Thanks for inviting me to your community. I want to thank the National Association for Family Childcare for making my transition from an employee to a private consultant much easier. Thanks also to a few of the individuals that helped me along the way, including Laurel Goulding, David Allen, Linda Rokovich, and Eileen Nelson. There were many others, too numerous to mention. People ask me, what am I going to do when I retire? And who is going to replace me? My answer is, I don't know. Unfortunately, I was never able to figure out how to create a business plan that would enable someone else to continue to do what I've been doing. I tried several times, but I failed. There are a few individuals and organizations who are addressing the need for family childcare business training and education. But much more needs to be done. It's time for me to step down and for others to step up. I can't end without sharing a couple of funny stories. One day I got a phone call. A man said, "Is this Tom Copeland?" I said, "Yes." He said, "I feel like I'm talking to the president, only you are more responsive." Before I ask my question, I want to say that if it wasn't for your books, I'd be picking up cans by the side of the road. Another day, I got an email from a provider who wrote, "Ever since I've been reading your books, I've never shown a profit." In case that's not clear, she was happy that she didn't pay any business taxes. Once at a childcare conference, a colleague of mine introduced me to another person by saying, when providers meet Tom, they look for a ring to kiss. Pretty funny. Lastly, in 2013, I received an award at the Minnesota Licensed Family Childcare Association Conference. The audience sang a song to me written by a provider entitled Ode to Tom Copeland. It was sung to the melody of the song, What a Wonderful World. Here's how it goes. Don't know much about Schedule C? Never heard of a W-3. Don't remember the math I took. Never opened an accounting book. But I do know I can't pay bail, and I don't want to go to jail. This job is too taxing for me. Got into this because I love kids. Don't do high finance or pork belly bids. I do boo-boos, not W-2s. This job is too taxing for me. Now I have a business of my own, doing taxes all alone. Then I got a copy of my favorite book, and Copeland got me off the hook. Now I've got equipment, a budget, and staff, run fancy computers without any gaffes. The IRS calls me for tax advice because I sat down and read Tom's book twice. I love it. The IRS calls me for tax advice because I sat down and read Tom's books twice. That was a wonderful surprise and a fun day. I need to thank my parents who meant so much to me. My father taught me that managing money should align with your values. He gave me my sense of humor, love of jazz, and a belief in social justice. My mother taught me the value of persistence, an appreciation for what you have, unpretentiousness, and a love of mysteries. And of course, I couldn't do what I did without the unconditional love of my wife, Diane. She's been wanting me to retire for several years, and now I'm finally doing it. So, it's time for me to put on my retirement shirt, start enjoying spending more time with my wife, head to the beach, and start reading. And read some more. Here's my favorite picture of myself celebrating my 5th birthday. Let's never forget the child in all of us. It's been a joy. Thanks for making my life worthwhile. So long.